What's up, guys? Welcome to My+One with Vinny Fastline.
Tony Sarandos.
And we got our buddy here, Devon Werkheiser, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello. Thanks.
Dude.
Thanks for the golf clap.
Yeah, that's all we got.
Yeah, you guys harmonied your woos too? That's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah. That's one of our talents. It's actually on our resume.
Well, I want to know who you brought. Who's this other stranger?
I brought my good friend Sean Marquette. Sean,
what's up, dude?
What's going on, guys?
Sean is a longtime friend of mine, fellow actor, Sean and I have lived some good life together. So you said bring someone who knows me well enough to tell stories.
Hell yeah.
We got some good ones.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So, I mean, we got a million questions. First of all, you're in our producer here, Sean's childhood memories. Devon was in Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
That's right.
That's a tongue twister. That is the longest TV title on the planet.
Yep.
What a success, man. And you've been a huge success. You've done a lot of TV and film since.
Yeah.
Bad Sisters, right?
That's a Lifetime movie I was in. I don't know that I would call that success.
No, definitely. I remember when you did that, I think I called you and I was like, you made it. Fuck yeah.
That's about, just real quick, just so you know the level of success and storytelling I'm in, okay? I play a Catholic schoolboy who sings songs on YouTube. There is a woman who loves me on
Seductress.
YouTube, a cougar, if you will. She is so obsessed with me on YouTube, she finds out there's a new nun teacher at my Catholic school. She tracks the new nun down. She murders her and steals her identity so that she can seduce me into having sex with her in the confessional at the Catholic school, which I do. It all culminates into a fight with this woman where I stab her with a screwdriver, and then my dad, who's never supported my music career, gives me a new guitar.
So wait, that's based off of real events?
Yeah, that was my childhood.
Dude, how do you not make it doing a movie like that? That is
that's
unbelievable.
It,
yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
You lived my dream. I just want to bang a crazy nun in a confessional.
I'm pretty turned on right now.
Yeah. I don't know. Finally have dad
Tony
validate me.
is very aroused. You'll find it at lifetime.com.
Dude, what's the full link?
But yeah, I've worked since Ned's, but nothing has transcended Ned's. Ned's is still 20 years ago the biggest thing.
You stuck in it?
Kind of.
You feel like, I mean, that's everywhere you go, you see a lot of people are like, Ned.
Yeah, but the beautiful part of it is, like your producer here, Ned's holds such a good place in people's hearts who love it. Like, the only thing I've received from it is love. Like, for 20 years. It's just like, holy shit. Like, Ned's means something to the people who watched it because it was so fucking positive. So I'm not, like, upset about it. I just would like to be in something bigger.
Hate to it because you ruined my childhood.
None of those survival tips worked.
We
tried all of them.
Yeah, I've never had someone bring me like, yo, this shit didn't work. You lied to me.
Crawled out of school, barely alive.
It even works. It even works internationally when we were like traveling in a different country and they dubbed your voice in a completely different person's voice.
Yeah,
you still were loved.
Yeah, it's real. Ned. It's real. It's real. It's huge in Latin America, Europe. Yeah.
I would love to hear Little Ned in a Japanese accent. It's a survival guide.
It probably happened, man. Probably happened.
That's awesome, though, dude.
Yeah.
And just genuinely, you're a good person. You're a great friend. I'm happy for you. You got a lot more nun movies coming, man.
Thank you. Lifetime's calling me right now. No, and now what's actually been cool is like, look, I've danced back and forth between how much I want to keep owning the Ned's life. I was really debating it over the summer. I was like, do I need to distance myself from this? And then I got a call. Hey, you want to do a rewatch podcast? And I was like, Here we go again. Let's go, baby.
Just when you're out, they pull you back.
That's it. So now we have this Ned's rewatch podcast that's doing like phenomenally well, and the response is amazing. And the generation that grew up with it is like loving it, and it's actually been really fun to sit with my co-stars and like reminisce.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
man.
congrats. Dude.
Thanks, brother.
And, when can we expect the adult survival guide?
You know, man, the podcast is it for now. I tried to make the adult survival guide happen. I tried to make it with the creator, but we don't own the rights to it. We pitched it. They gave us a general pass. We weren't allowed to take it to sell it. They could ultimately come to us now with it. I don't know that I want to do it at this point.
Okay.
I don't know. There was a time in my life where I would have for sure done it. At this moment, I'm like 50-50. I don't know.
This
I don't
is why
know
Devon has friends like me. So if he gets that phone call and he's like, Sean, you know, it turns out the network studio, they came back. They want us to do the adult survivor guide. And I go, how much money are they going to give you, Devon? How much of that money are you about to make? Do you know how many trips you could take me on? I haven't been in a private jet, Devon. I'd like to see a PJ once in my life. Please take me.
Do you think they're throwing money at Ned's Declassified because they haven't in 20 years and they didn't originally?
They more than employment development department. You know what I'm saying? More than EDD, bro.
Honestly, that would be the deciding factor. It would be all money.
Dude, if they had an adult survival guide, you would have more money than Tesla, okay?
Yeah, dude.
Fucking tell us how to survive, because none of us know what we're doing.
I agree.
Episode 1, how to beat the algorithm.
It's a short episode. You can't.
You can't. It's a trap. Bye.
Run.
Halfway through, everyone just turns into animation. You're like, when did Devon disappear?
That's awesome. Fuck yeah, Sean. So you're an actor too. You do all you do all the stuff as well, right? So why don't you let us share us? I mean, I don't know. I'm just meeting you for the first time.
I think the cool thing about Devon and I is we've been child actors. So I'm 34. I've been performing since I was 5. I've lived a really crazy life all over the country. One of my bigger projects was a movie, 13 Going on 30, that people really love. It's similar. It wasn't quite as big as Ned's, but got a lot of love for that as a kid.
13 Going on 30.
The Razzles.
Oh,
yeah, those Razzles, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you still get love.
about.
You still get love from that.
Yeah.
Krista Allen was in that. Right?
Yeah. You know Krista.
I know Krista.
That's
Yeah, she's a good friend. She's a really good friend.
Yeah, they were the
We were the
childhood.
kids.
I was Mark Ruffalo younger.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I see it.
And he was a great guy. Yeah, and it was such a good movie. So like that was one of the bigger things I did as a kid. And lately I've been recurring on the Goldbergs for the last 7 seasons.
With Sam?
You know Sam Lerner.
Sam,
Sick, of
too.
course you do.
Yeah, such a small
He's
world,
so
man.
funny.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, that's been really wonderful, like being on that show. And I think in between I've tried really hard to nail the lead of a Hallmark or a Lifetime movie, man. But I'm just like, I don't have those eyes.
Dude,
you know what I mean? I'm
Sorry,
so generic.
baby.
They're shooting Bad Sisters 2 pretty soon. So.
It's gonna be me, and they're like, that actor's really embracing this. Like, why is he smiling and he's supposed to weep in the confession? I'm like, yeah, Mother Mary, Hail Mary, full of grace. Ooh. Like too pumped. Yeah, so I've been doing a bunch, and I think lately I've been gravitating towards like writing and creating. I've tried to do stand up. I'm not very funny, mainly because I'm so scared.
Don't do it. Save yourself. Dude, you're going to need a different survival guide.
Yeah, exactly.
series.
But I've been really lucky to like be around so many comedians in my career, and I think I'm sure Devon and everyone here, like everyone's got trauma, and my way through my personal trauma was with laughter.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now, whether it's sketch or improv or writing, and even performing, it's always pretty geared towards comedy.
That's great. Yeah.
So I was happy when Devon called me. He was like, hey, I'm doing a buddy's podcast. I think I saw one of your shows just a little while ago with Devon. You were great. And he was like, hey, remember Vinny? He's doing a podcast. He asked me to bring a friend. We have good stories. We need to tell a story. I was like, oh, we got somebody. Oh, do we?
Yeah, so Sean and I met originally on a movie called, it ended up being called The First Time or Love at First Hiccup. It was some indie movie. It was the biggest romantic comedy series in Denmark. They made an American version, and it was not as big as it was in Denmark. However, met Sean on that. And so we had known each other and been friends for some years. And then we booked this movie that was a spring break comedy that was filming in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico for 3 months. And we booked it together as friends. And that experience was just so ridiculous and so fun and so full.
And it went on, like from filming the movie to having to go back to do reshoots to having to do promotions several times.
Yeah,
because it was all like produced by like an international team, and so like it wasn't all quite as American as most productions are. Yeah, so it was just like really a long.
Yeah, it went on for like 4 or 5 years. This like journey, this journey of Gringos is what we call it. Like this journey of Gringos went on for 5 years. So we got to live a lot of like really surprising and weird and cool life together. I mean, the first day on the movie, or we weren't even filming. The first day we got to Mexico, we're like...
Yeah, we had to do rehearsals for like 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So this doesn't happen anymore. Yeah. Rehearsals happen on movies with real budgets, and they actually like work through the films. I've never done a film that I loved it, that actually gave us time to like settle into the space, discuss the script casually with each other. But this never happened. So they flew us down to Mexico 3 weeks before principal photography started for rehearsals, which was just us talking about the script pretty casually, like a couple hours, a couple days a week.
We'd go through a few snes a day. We would get a lot of tequila after.
I was going to say, which means all the other time, Sean and I were just in Mexico with a key to the city.
So much shrimp. We had so much
drinking and going out and eating and just being maniacs until the filming started.
Which was good. It was actually really smart because we were young then, and like you can't invite 21. 2 young guys out to a predominantly tourist town in the middle of spring break and be like, hey, stay focused on the movie because we're going to be shooting everything in public. So anyone who sees you is going to think that you're special and want to like hang out with you and party.
And invite you to parties.
And then go against all your young male instincts of having fun and be professional.
Be responsible.
Yeah, it was actually really good because we like raged for 3 weeks, and then the movie shoot was fun but really hard. We were shooting 6 days a week, and like so it was good because by the time filming started, I was like, all right, cool. My liver's
dude, that sounds fucking awesome. But they didn't. Awesome. They scrapped the entire movie. They secretly filmed you guys getting shit faced for 3 weeks, doing rehearsals. Like, hey, we doing a lines, right?
It's a found footage film, actually.
Dude, they could have.
Just security.
They really could have.
Yeah. They could have. They could have found some shit.
It might have made a better movie.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have me skinny dipping at like the fucking in the ocean at the hotel, like night 3.
We actually have some footage of that right here.
Ooh, it's bigger than I remember.
Dude, it was insane. It was one of the cast members' birthdays, like 3 days into us being there, and we proceeded to get obliterated on tequila and cigars. And we had a rehearsal the next morning, like really early. And I was so hungover. The AD picked us up and was driving us to the rehearsal. And the director's such a cool guy. Fernando, you know, I love you. And they were down with us being there to party. But out the AD's car driving us to the rehearsal, I'm like throwing up out the window on the way to rehearsal. I was so dead. I hit it a little too hard. And
I was still drunk. So I was just laughing at him maniacally. And I had these like script in my hand of our scenes, knowing I couldn't read. It was all like no idea. In a car, like everybody's like, he's puking. I was going, and Fernando, who I kept calling, I still call him El Jefe, boss. Yeah, I kept going, Jefe was in the front being like, Andy, what the fuck did you do last night? What the fuck did you do? And I was like, what didn't we do, Jefe?
Yeah, he was like, okay, someone's got to rein them in. Like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, that's awesome. I wish, I wish you would still take that method acting and just get shit canned on every set. Just get shit faced. You're like, this is how I do it. All right, Jefe taught me what to do.
There are some actors who get better when they're inebriated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm not one of them.
No, I don't know. I've actually like actually filming is some type of not sober. I've only done slightly once on that movie for like a half a take.
Yeah,
because I actually think like it's actually like more fun to pretend and pass, like to act that you're drunk or stoned or something than actually being it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an editor, so I could see when people are actually drunk or pretending to be drunk, and I can't drink on my job. I'll get in a lot of trouble for that.
Yeah.
I can't
as
do
an
the
editor?
rehearsal with you guys.
I was literally going to ask you ever get shit-faced and edit?
I wish.
None of this makes any sense.
It's like we didn't even shoot these. Where'd you?
What is this?
I fucking improvised YouTube.
Why did you add 2 dogs humping into Hustle?
Thought it was funny. Hilarious.
I've been on a movie where SAG, our actors union, SAG-AFTRA, had to send letters to the cast to settle down.
Oh no.
So like, yeah, I've gotten that letter of being like, yeah, you could lose your union status, which is a big deal.
We're trying to stick our necks out for you here, but you're making it real hard.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So you guys, after that, okay, so after you did the movie, I mean, did you work on any other projects, or was that the last one?
That's the last like movie we worked on together. We've stayed friends and like done sketches, right? I don't know. We have like mutual friends. I just did this improv show with our friends. That wasn't us together, but that's like our crew.
We stayed close. I think that he and I, after our first movie, stayed really close friends, hung out quite a bit, have a lot of the same circles of social life, and didn't live far from each other. And then I think genuinely just really get along. I think a part of acting and being actors and traveling a lot is like learning how to form connections and hold bonds. Yeah. But it is actually quite rare when you have one or two that are really special. And that's Devon for me, and I think me for him is like, amongst all the people we've ever really befriended and become close with, like our relationship has just been like very akin to having a best friend.
Yeah.
It's not, what, it's not what he told me when I called him.
I lost a bet. That's why I'm stuck with this.
That's Benny high-fives you. He's like,
joke's on you. I'm here to get everybody canceled. Get ready.
No, but we met in the midst of COVID, actually.
no shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Doing what?
When Clubhouse
days.
You met on Clubhouse?
Yeah.
Wow.
You met just whispering in each other's ears?
Yeah, it was just me. It was just me and Tony in a room.
He just like gets me.
Nobody else in the room, just me and Tony.
We call that the back channel.
How much money did you guys lose on crypto and Clubhouse? That's what I want. That's how you guys became
Tony's
friends.
face
Let's
says
go,
everything.
Tony. Let's go.
This podcast is over.
Still hurts.
Yeah, you brought that up, and I saw a little tear roll down Tony's cheek.
You never should have listened to that 13-year-old.
You actually can't lose if you never sell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So technically, you haven't lost any diamond hands, baby.
That's what they always say with the laser eyes.
Oh my god,
Dude, oh my god. Yeah, I love the people that give you crypto advice and you're like, oh, so what do you do? And they're like, yeah, I fucking work at FedEx. You're like, why am I taking your advice?
Exactly.
But we met on Clubhouse, just like hosting rooms, basically what we're doing now, like talking to people. And we're like, fuck Clubhouse, let's just do this in real life.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're able to, and here we are.
We had fun though, dude. We ran some fun rooms.
Late night rooms, dude.
Late. We
4 a.m.
The mansion party rooms were pretty fun, where we just pretend like it was a mansion party.
Yeah, so we did a mansion party room with one of our friends and with Nick. And I was the bouncer, and everyone had to pass a vibe check before they could get in.
That's amazing.
So everyone was like playing a character. I'm like, all right, bro, you passed the vibe check or what? And they just like give me their character rundown. I'm like, you're vibey. Come on.
That's so fun.
It was a fun one. Yeah.
Clubhouse is a weird little pocket of time, man.
Yeah.
Twitter stole it or something, or it
how did it
died,
die?
right?
Yeah.
It's dead,
I
right?
think once
Or is it
COVID
still
ended
happening?
and you realize that
That you could see
you
people
could
in real
see
life?
people and have conversations in real life. They're like, no, there's no need for it.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was really filling a void of circumstance.
Yeah.
It served its purpose.
Were you guys like one of those people who adhered to the rules and like stayed inside during COVID?
Oh, I actually slept in a cage.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
On my phone.
No, I was Sean. I didn't see Sean for like that year, and then when we caught up, he's like, I traveled more this year than I ever have.
Yeah.
He took advantage of all the fucking empty, cheap flights.
Hotels, flights, everything. Cruise ships, nah, because there's no one there. You know what I mean? But everywhere else, dude, I was out.
What do you mean no one's there? It's like you're on a yacht.
Yeah.
Like, I know why I took it seriously, because, we didn't know shit. It could have been a lot fucking worse. However, in hindsight, I'm like, Damn, Sean did some traveling. That's kind of tight.
Yeah, I had a really tough.
I'm
not like a crazy conservative anti-vaxxer. No. I had all my vaccines up. I just also like am a degenerate and have nothing left to lose. So like, and I didn't have anyone that I had to protect necessarily. I wasn't like running around coughing on everyone in public. It was like, no, I'll wear the mask and I'll be as careful as I can. Whenever I was on a plane, I had the gloves and the sanitizer and the face shield. But as soon as I was off the plane, living my life.
No, and that makes sense. Like I live close to my mom, and she's like immunocompromised. That was like the biggest fear for me was like her. I was like, I'll be all right. Yeah, I'll be fine.
And I warned people. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, if you got someone you got to protect,
don't be around me because I'm filthy.
I did the opposite of everything. Not enough people knew about COVID, so I actually wore the face shield and stuff inside, and then when I went outside, I would cough on strangers.
Nice.
I went to college in Orange County, which is the Florida of California.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, so the first, I'd say like few months to like half a year almost of COVID, like I didn't care, and everyone that was around didn't care. Like the fraternity I was in at the time was still having parties. Like I mean, the school got mad at us, but we don't talk about that anymore. Bygones be bygones, water under the bridge. But once I moved back here and like I started working again, and my work is like, no, we get tested 3 times a week, and if you don't, if you test positive, you're kind of screwed for work. Like you can't work. I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of have to take it serious. And then, my grandparents are getting older, like in the 80s. I'm like, okay, now I have to be careful because I can't bring that into the house.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, so anytime like I would go out or socialize, I would have to like self-isolate for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I've always wanted a family that I could love, and support, but it's not really.
I always wanted a family that could give COVID to.
No. But like, I just, the cards didn't play that way. You know what I mean? I keep everyone who's blood related to me at a very, very steep distance. You know what I mean?
No way.
Yeah, it's real.
Oh shit! You got some family drama?
Trauma. Family trauma.
Trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean's a sad boy. Sean's a real sad boy.
Well, this isn't therapy, so we're moving on.
You know what I mean?
Moving on. Next.
Wait, depends on what kind of stories you want.
Yeah, we're just gonna consistently make everyone cry from here on out. Every episode is just.
So tell us about your childhood.
Right. That's actually that was like one of my few bits at open mic was talking about like how I won't do charity work for like homeless shelters because I'm afraid that I'll be in the food line like giving everyone soup, being like, and bless you, you have a good day, and bless you, you have a good Mom! And they just have to run. You know what I mean?
That's a good joke, dude.
I know.
That's a good joke.
It's like,
I like
Vinny's writing it down. I'll throw my mom under a bus.
I don't think everyone's fucked up, dude. All of us. All of us are fucked up. So there's not a perfect family out there.
Yeah. I love my family though.
Yeah, me too, man. Sean, you're alone on this one, dude.
No, don't make him feel better. I love my family.
I love my family.
No, Sean's doing okay.
I'm kind of subscribed to that like new age generational like chosen family. Yeah. Where like we hold crystals and get tarot card readers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, baby.
Ooh. Do you guys consider each other family now?
Yeah.
You two are pretty tight. We can feel the chemistry. Energy.
I don't know if Devon knows this. We've never talked about it. He's never. Probably the ego would stop you first. Like we do have enough masculinity to be like, no, I don't need to do that. But like I would co-sign anything for Devon, and I got good credit, man. I don't know how, but like if you needed me to sign paperwork for
Tony,
you,
I was going to buy a house. Do you think you could co-sign with?
Vinny, our 20 years for this credit score. You're not compromising that shit.
Like that's love, man. Like people talk about how I'm love, but like financially, I would support you if you ever asked.
I love that. Yeah, I know Sean's one of those people where I know, like, if I needed anything, if shit was going down, if I needed a friend, if I needed something, like, he's one of those people I can count on and call. Most of life doesn't come to that, so it's just like I get to choose to see him, which is great.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But it's good to have that fucking closeness. And like you said, like, dude, being an actor, like, you meet so many fucking people. You're on a set with 100 people and you're on many sets throughout the years, right? You're friendly with everyone because it's fun. We're all in the fucking circus together. You think you're going to be longtime friends with everyone, but it just rarely happens that you're actually like, no, I'm holding on to you. Like, we're going to stay friends.
Yeah.
But 3 months in Mexico will do that.
Fair enough. I was going to ask, have there been moments, though, where you guys have been at like each other's throats?
No.
When have we ever been upset with each other?
No.
I get hangry. So there's been a couple times where I've been like maybe snappy or like like energetically tough to be around. Like someone's in a bad mood and you just feel it. You're like, God, I really wish they
Yeah,
were
you
just,
can
like,
be an
somewhere else.
asshole, but it doesn't really. Nah, like we don't have that kind of nah.
I think I need personal, like actually I'm working on this. I think I need too much validation from people to be mean to people I love. Like I need him to love me.
I feel the same way.
And so like I don't have it in me to be a dick.
This is getting too
Vinny's eyes are
We
wet
were
right
both
now.
bullied as kids for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Why do you think I do comedy? I want people to like me.
See, dude.
Like me.
Yeah.
Please, please, Billy Rogers from the 4th grade.
I'm glad
me.
I'm glad you invited me on the show because when I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, like I would, no matter what, I will bail Devon out of jail, but most especially because I'm the reason he's there in the first place. Like, oops, dude. I don't know how they caught you. I'm the slower of the two of us.
Yeah,
But if you're hangry, you're the one that turned him in. Sorry, I was hangry. You know how I get, dude.
We weren't at odds, but one of my favorite moments from this Mexico trip where we weren't on the same page. All right. So let me paint a picture. We have 3 months in Mexico. We're shooting this movie. We're given the keys to the city. Like we're shooting a movie in Puerto Vallarta. So our producers and like our Mexican director, like they know everyone in Puerto Vallarta. So we're getting like the keys to the city, the best restaurants, the clubs. Like we're just like walking in and we're just being given this insane experience. Ned's is also huge in Mexico. So yeehaw.
Yeah, we were having a good time.
And we're making this epic movie where everything's been amazing. On weekends, they're taking us out on fucking boats. They're feeding us ceviche.
Like 100-foot yachts.
Yeah, they're feeding us
Fresh
ceviche.
ceviche.
They're taking us to beaches you can only get to by boat. Like literally.
I learned how to say "vamos a la playa" real fast. That means let's go to the beach.
First thing you learned.
Dude, that turned me on a little bit.
We talked about this, Vinny. Calm down.
Get worked up.
Get worked up when they start speaking Spanish. So the whole experience has been fucking great, to be honest. We don't finish the movie. We know we're going to have to come back for reshoots. That's a thing. We go over the time, so we're there longer than we thought. That's a thing. But the experience has been nothing but wonderful.
Yeah, really.
The day we're supposed to fly out, we asked to move our flights. Like the movie ended, we're going to move our flights a couple days back so that we can go stay on this beachside mansion that's a friend of the producers. We're going to go enjoy the relaxation of finishing the movie for 3 days. We don't get the confirmation that they changed our flights, but for sure they're going to do it because they've handled everything for us. Yeah. This movie has gone so smooth. And Sean has been up all night drinking and smoking Mexican weed.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And
¿Quieres mota?
And he calls me in the morning more unhinged than I've ever heard this man. And he calls me and he's like, Devon, they haven't changed our flights yet, Devon. I don't have a confirmation, Devon. They're trying to fuck us, Devon. They're trying to fuck us, Devon, and they can fuck me, but they're not gonna fuck you, Devon. I love you too much to let them fuck you. He was losing his mind.
Yo, legitimately, I was, and I remember I had the hotel still had a landline, and I was walking around with it, pacing and like sweating and going like, no, they won't keep you here, and like our passports, and then we'll get back home. I don't know what I was.
He was having a mental breakdown. Yeah. I was like, Sean, what's the worst that happens? Like they don't change our flights, and we stay here like we want to because we're going to this mansion. Like, what are you talking about? Crazy person.
It was at that moment that I was like, yeah. Wow. Dude, this is some really strong weed.
That may have been PCP.
What is going on?
To be honest, like it was like Sean fucking took meth, bro. Like he was raging. It was for me. It was so amusing because it was so shocking. He was at a 10. I was drinking with him the night before. All was well.
Yeah, and it's funny because like if anything, for the majority of that part of our friendship, things have kind of gone as you like ebb and flow. Everyone takes takes a role. But at that time, I was pretty reckless. Like, I was the one who was like, we're living in Mexico. I found a girl. We're getting married. We'll have babies. We don't ever need to leave. You know what I mean? Like, I'll renounce my citizenship.
His catchphrase the entire time we were shooting the movie was, we're not dying in Mexico.
For some reason, I physically call it stupidity is what it is. It's degeneracy. But like, I just know when my life is at risk. Like, I can peer into the future like a clairvoyant and go like, this ain't gonna kill me. And so I just knew when we were in Mexico, there's nothing that could possibly happen here that will result in our deaths. So we got nothing to fear.
But
so
not getting that confirmation.
Wait, we might not die.
That was his attitude the whole time.
That's the line.
And all of a sudden, the flight not being changed or not brought him to the brink.
Meanwhile, they were like, we got you a yacht. Surprise. You're going to ride home in your own yacht.
Bro, I know.
We ended up doing those 3 days was incredible.
That's the thing. He was freaking out. They literally brought us to a mansion for 3 days that on the phone was a button that was labeled everything.
Everything. It was
had an everything button.
You're yelling at them like, where the fuck is our confirmation? They're like, you guys know the yacht that we took you on? They're like, it's yours now. Just ride it home.
Take it back to LA. You're fine.
I'm not a skipper, Devon, and they're gonna fuck us. I'm captain to you. I'm not getting lost at sea. The thing is, I knew we wouldn't die, but getting stuck is a different dilemma. You know what I mean? And then also, like, cut to 3 months later, we were back in Mexico City to finish some reshoots. And one of the nights, the first night we got there, right before we were shooting, we went out to go grab like one drink, take it easy. We were going out to meet a friend, say hello, and we get in a taxi from our hotel. And the guy who gets up in the taxi, I don't know if you can see this if you're listening, but this guy's cross-eyed. Okay, this guy barely awake. Okay, he's mumbling his
drunk as fuck.
And I'm like, oh my god! And he's going, and I'm like, yo, dude, we're trying to get over to like, I don't know, the 3 Dice bar, and he's like, okay, see. And I'm like, yo, dude, we shouldn't get this thing. And then he looks at me and he goes, we're not dying in Mexico. And I was like, no, it's a different trip. It's a different trip. And then he throws me in the car. We get in the car, and this dude, I kid you not, this drunk taxi driver proceeds to run every single red light for a solid 10 minutes. He doesn't stop for shit.
He doesn't stop ever.
Just 40 miles an hour, never hits the brake until we get there. And the whole time I'm like shaking. I'm going like, Devon, we're going to die. And he keeps going, we're not going to die in Mexico. Are we, Sean? I'll never forget that. So I don't tell people we're not dying anymore.
I was a little drunk at that point too. And I loved having it flipped because he did that to me so many times where I was a little like, is this sketchy? And he's like, we're not dying in Mexico. I was so glad to flip it. We also found out, okay, yes, that cab driver was wasted. Okay, he was driving drunk. Yeah. But we also found out he wasn't running the red lights because he was wasted. He was running the red lights because apparently you don't stop at red lights in Mexico City after 3 a.m.
What?
Danger.
Yeah.
Say what? No, he really had an appointment to go get those fish to eat the skin off his feet.
Yo, we did that.
Had to go.
We did that.
Yeah. Had to try it.
Had to
try it.
Did you do that? You guys did
ticklish.
that?
Yeah, dude.
Ooh.
Yeah, had to try it once.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
You don't trust fish on your feet?
Those fish are raised to eat human flesh. That's how they're wired.
No, I don't think that's accurate.
That's like most actors in LA.
don't think that's
You're going to do it one day.
Yeah, dude, I want in that club.
Bones.
Will it get me further? I'm just trying to make that Lifetime movie, dude. Who do I have to eat?
What do we have to do to get in the Illuminati? Come on.
They got a taste for human flesh now. It's all downhill from here.
It's hard because like all the powerful actors don't eat at all. They're all so skinny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Chalamet, that guy doesn't eat, man.
No.
He survives off this gift.
Well, it looks like I'm not going to make it, guys. Had a pizza today.
You're not going to make it in this town.
Old Timmy was made in a test tube.
That's right, dude.
I think he was.
He's a lab baby. Look at that jawline. That's not natural.
It's so sharp. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I want a piece of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, I want to give him like a piggyback ride, you know? I just want to like carry him around.
Strap him to your back like a little
That's a good opener.
Yeah.
Hey, nice to meet you. You want a piggyback?
Can I give you a piggyback? Can I like carry you around somewhere?
It's not even like I know I can carry you. So it's like, do you want to ride?
Yeah, like can I take you somewhere?
I just want to put him in my pocket and make him feel safe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
It's a treasure.
We should bring him to
He's
Mexico
a
and convince
treasure.
him we won't die there.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Timmy. You're not dying in Mexico.
And we were in a lot of situations where that was a relevant statement.
Yeah, honestly. I was going to say, you kept saying that. I'm like, you're one right turn away from maybe
Yeah. One of
Being at a
the
dangerous
closest we got, actually, was, okay, there's a chase scene in this movie. And chase scenes in movies require a lot of different shots. So we shot that chase scene for like 3 weeks. The chase scene begins with Sean and I. The villain has drugged us and put us in the mayor of the town's car, naked, like all with like dicks drawn on our faces and like drugs in the car, and has set us up to be screwed by the cops.
Yeah.
Did you guys have to be butt naked in that role? And that's you're both butt. And that's why you're so close, dude.
Yeah.
Was it?
You guys were cuddled up, butt naked, in
Was
the
it
trunk.
actually
cheek to
did.
cheek or tip to tip?
Yeah, that's a good.
They actually,
question.
Or are you 69ing?
good story. No, you tell him. You tell him.
So all
You
of-
would have fucking done it, dude.
all of the above, thanks. At a certain, so I'll paint you the picture before I get to us
thanks.
almost dying.
For the audio listeners.
Yeah,
be
for the
very
audio
descriptive.
listeners, my character is in the driver's seat. His character is in the passenger seat. But how the scene starts is he is asleep in my lap. Now, this is summer in Mexico in a hot car.
Bro.
So for the listeners and the men and the women who are aware, balls in the summer are juicy.
It was sticky.
a swamp down there, and he
Sticky,
had
dude.
to start the scene right in Papa's lap.
Devon's not
Butt
nearly
naked.
as clean shaven as a man would ask.
No,
You know what I mean?
no. I live
We have
free.
different standards
You did
of
that on
grooming. You know
purpose,
what I mean?
Yeah.
I keep mine like a little boy. He's very much a man.
Yeah, no, mine's it's a jungle down there.
And like, side note, the car that we were in was left in a warehouse for storage because we were in between shooting. And so when they got the car out of storage, it apparently had inherited an ant infestation in the tubes of the air conditioning. So in between takes, it's 110 degrees outside and humid, 90% humidity. And then in between takes, the car, when the windows are up, because you have to have the windows open for sound,
as fuck.
it would get to like 120 degrees. So we would try to roll the windows down. So we're like, yo, can we please turn the car on and put the air on? And one of the guys who doesn't speak English was like, no. And I was like, fool, yeah. We're putting this motherfucker on. I'm hot. Look at me. I was naked and the makeup was sweating off. We couldn't even keep our makeup on our face. We had to keep redoing it. So someone finally gets the key and they fucking turn the car on and the air turns on and then it goes, and ants, dude, just straight up giant jungle ants like all
our
over
naked body.
naked body, his dick, my mouth, his dick. It was fucked up.
It sounds like a Jackass skit.
It was on accident.
Yeah.
This is Steve-O and welcome to Jackass. This is ant air conditioner. Bro.
Sweaty
Dude, that was
pig.
Heffy's fucking plan the whole time.
Dude.
He was like, let's just fill this motherfucker with
Yeah,
ants.
he was. He's like,
Did it on one take, baby.
these gringos want to show up drunk to my set, huh? I was like, oh, fuck, dude.
Sweaty ant dick.
But yeah, so then at a certain point, our Mexican cab driver character is like, move over, I'm gonna get in the front seat. So then my character climbs onto his lap. So then we were tip to tip.
Tip to tip.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So we were head
guys got a
to
video
we were
of that?
head to tip, and then tip to tip,
Yeah.
and then our asses probably touched at some
And
point.
then
Just for fun.
at one point, the DP came over, great guy. He comes over and he goes, hey, what if we put a camera at the bottom so when you guys sat, just for one take, maybe for the director's cut, we see the tip to tip. And I remember at the time being like, yo, this is fucking nuts. And he was like, let's fucking do it. We're already naked.
Like, it's hilarious.
No one will ever see it. It's hysterical. And I was like, you want to put your dick on film? He's like, fuck it. It's
give a
kind of
fuck.
already on film. And I was like, I don't know, man. Let me call my brother. So I call my older brother. God's gift, this guy. I call my older brother and I'm like, Chris, they want me to put my dick on camera. They want us to do a tip to tip. And he goes, fuck that. If it isn't Scorsese and they don't guarantee you an Oscar, you're never showing your dick. I was like, I fucking love you, bro. So I go down, they ain't getting us an Oscar. We ain't winning no Oscars on this. You can't see my dick.
Dude, your family's not that bad. That's great.
That's good advice.
Fucking get your brother in here.
Oh, you really, yeah, he tells a good
Meanwhile,
story.
If
You
Devin
do.
asks you that, now you're gonna be like, how much money are they offering?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tony and I do tip to tip without filming, so it's
Right, dude?
I didn't
That's
get
just
a
boys'
single
night.
penny for that one.
That's just
Those
boys'
clubhouse
night.
nights, man, they got crazy.
12 or 13 haggard years later, like, my body's not that precious.
All right, but so the closest we get to dying, we're shooting. We're in the reshoots of this chase scene. So we've already shot this chase scene for 3 weeks. The ants have now blown on us. We're shooting a chase scene where the cop car that's chasing us is banging against the car we're in, like some stunt driving shit. And we're on this dirt road next to like a 8-9 foot drop off into a river. Okay? There's just a small cliff, but a cliff next to us. There's no barrier. There's just some shrubs and a fucking river and a dirt road and 2 Mexican stunt drivers banging the car against each other with us in the vehicle. Wow. Now, our Mexican co-star, Silverio Palacios, who's an incredible Mexican actor,
amazing.
He says, fuck the stunt driver, let me drive. And they say, because there's no SAG there, they say, absolutely. And they say, just be careful. There's a $200,000 camera mounted to the side of the car as well. It's a big fucking deal. So Silverio is a goddamn madman. We're filming this chase scene. The cars are banging next to each other. Sean and I are naked in the vehicle, right? We're acting.
He's front seat passenger. I'm in the middle seat between the 2 seats for the camera shot. So you get like 3 people in a shot. Okay. And then Silverio's driving.
And Silverio's really hitting it, dude. They're going. And so the car keeps bouncing off the cop car and veering towards the fucking river and bouncing off the cop car.
And when you're doing car shots like this, mounted to the frame of the car is like a 4-foot or 5-foot extension of metal framing with a camera mounted to it. So like the car is like about 1.5 to 2 cars length wide because of all the equipment that's mounted to it.
Yeah, so it's extra on the side, closest to the river. Silverio almost takes us into the river, cuts it back, and the camera mount smashes against a tree and shatters the windows and shatters glass.
Yeah, but 40 miles an hour, basically we hit like a dead stop on, and it turns out it wasn't a tree. Yeah, it was a telephone pole of metal painted as a tree. No way. Because of some initiative to like not ruin the environment in the jungle. So it was like a painted metal pole that our metal smashed against. So like 40 miles an hour, like there's the take of it is just like, ha, we're all screaming, having a scene, oh, this is scary, and then just cut. And the next thing I know, a smash, glass breaks everywhere. I got thrown to the front, my whole body like one of those cripple smashes against the dashboard. Silverio got fucked up. He like ended up twisted and underneath like the airbag. And because they disabled a bunch of the electronics for sound purposes, like the airbags didn't go off. None of us were wearing fucking seatbelts.
Wow. Nobody got hurt?
Nope. We were not really. A little glass in my ass.
Oh, dude.
That's a fucking Saturday.
That's a Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Beat you to it.
Yeah, that's a Saturday.
My bone density is insane, bro. Yeah, you'd have to drop me off the Empire State Building to break something. Only once in a really bad car accident.
It's not that dense.
Damn.
Yeah,
you got me, dude.
He jumps off of buildings, doesn't break a bone.
Built different.
Yeah, that's sick, dude.
Yeah. Built different.
Yeah.
Forward.
Yeah,
I do remember
the
the craziest part about that is like it took another hour or 2 because they had to get another car, but mainly because they were peeling bits of glass out of my ass. Wow. There was so much bits of glass, and it was just like little, like it was bad.
Real.
Damn, dude.
And then it was at that point where I was like, cock socks coming off. From this point on, I'm naked. I'm actually naked. I don't care what little kid comes walking down this beach and checks me out, bro. That's it.
I just want to
please tell me when you guys were mangled, you leaned over and were like, we're not dying in Mexico.
Oh, nice.
It had to have been said. It had to have been said.
The concussion maybe blurred it.
It was said.
Dude, I want to be honest. I saw the movie. I'm a huge fan. That's why I had you guys here. I was hoping you guys would sign my dick.
You're like one of 6 people who saw it.
I'll do it. I just want to see what you're packing. Validation, dude. I just want you to like,
man.
No, car stunts scare me. Like,
dude,
in the film industry and especially like on the editing side, like I see everything. So if there's a mistake, I was working on this project last year and we were out in Portofino in Italy shooting, and we had a Ferrari chase scene. It was like a Ferrari chasing some police car, vice versa.
Yep.
And normally Ferraris are fucking expensive, especially these vintage models.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so we had one real one and the rest were all just, built on frames of cheap cars.
Yeah.
And the real one was in
the
first.
Fucking Camry.
Yeah. And the real one was in first and we wanted to make the day. So we're like, fuck it. We're just going to do like a quick test run with the real one. Like it's going to be no problem. We're like, all right, fine, whatever. And this actress is supposed to be driving it. And so instead they get a stunt driver with a giant blonde wig to drive. And the windows are down in the Ferrari. So like it's blowing everywhere. It hits this corner around this little cafe. So there's like a cafe full of extras on the right, and then on the left is the bay. There's just yachts in the ocean and rocks. There's nothing else there. Again, no guardrails.
Yep.
Why would there be? So this Ferrari hits this corner, hits another one, loses traction, slams into a fountain, totals the Ferrari. You have to get a new stunt driver, and then literally an hour later, the prop Ferraris came in.
Shit.
Yeah, and it was a historical fountain too. That was
Oh my god.
yeah.
Fuck. At what point did the ants come out of the air conditioner?
It's actually in the ambulance for the stunt driver when he was going to the hospital.
The producer was like, "Poor ants on him."
What happened to the stunt driver?
Luckily, he was fine. The wig stayed on the whole time. Wow. It was all good. No,
That's all they cared about. They go, but is the wig okay?
Is the wig okay?
The hair person
That's
comes
good
up.
footage. That's good footage.
Is the hair okay?
If there were to a place to wreck a Ferrari, it would be Portofino.
Dude,
That's pretty sick. Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Wild.
that's
man.
brutal on the production.
I remember when we were doing when those dailies came in that day, like our lead editor like came to our office. He goes, "You guys might want to check this out." What's going on? We walk over and just press play on like this giant 85-inch TV and see this Ferrari slam into a fountain. We're like, "Oh,
Jesus.
someone's getting fired."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, want to see a vintage Ferrari get destroyed?
I do remember in our accident, someone running over and be like, "Is the camera okay? Is the camera okay?" Me be like, "Motherfucker, am I okay?"
Wow, that sounds
Well, it's
like
true. I mean,
Yeah.
the Alexa's on.
Worth a lot more than me. Hey, hello, actor from LA. We get a dozen of you.
Fuck.
There's Alexa
Dime a
though.
dozen, dude.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's see. You guys got different stories. I mean, the Mexico one is fucking hard to beat, honestly. But
It's absurd.
so, I mean, like, what do you guys do with outside of like that's
Outside
all
of
the-
Mexico.
Outside of Mexico, like, what are you guys gonna do? Like, when you fucking leave here, I mean, like, do you guys go home and kiss each other? Or
Well, we don't live together, so.
yeah.
Well, funny story. I've been convincing. I mean, I get why he's there, but Devon lives in the Venice bubble. And so for anyone who's not from LA or doesn't live in Southern California,
Scary.
There's different sections. The city's so
awesome.
big that there's different sections. And most everyone who lives on the west side means just near the beach.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between like Santa Monica or like Malibu or Venice.
Yeah.
If you're in Venice, you're in a bubble. You buy cool hats. You get crystals. You like your accessories and your apparel, and you love your community more than your friends and family.
Yeah.
And so you don't ever leave that side unless like someone asks
you're
you
not
to
in
be on a
Venice.
podcast.
I'm in Mar Vista. I'm Venice
okay.
adjacent.
Venice
dude.
adjacent. See, the fact that you
adjacent.
guys are still friends and he lives on the west side.
I know, dude.
Dude, you
That's
are
love.
fucking love right there. That is so love.
I show up. I leave the west side. I drive.
Yeah, you
places.
actually have, man.
Dude, my
Yeah,
cousin
come
lives
on.
on the west side. I lived with him when I moved out here. I see him like 3 times a year now. It's fucking hard, dude,
It's,
because
it's another universe.
going all the way out there and back. I mean,
Well, there's like
Yes.
12 different ways of getting there.
Yeah.
But they're all equally as shitty.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
all
Not
of
a
it is
good way of
traffic.
getting there.
All of
Yeah.
it's traffic.
Yeah.
And time when you're young, like in your 20s and in your teens, like time doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah.
Because you got so much of it.
Yeah, in
and
your
then
30s it
once you start
matters.
hitting close to 30 and getting in your early 30s, you're like, I don't know if I have an hour and a half to give to you, bro. In the car. Like, I love
travel.
podcasts, but like,
Yeah.
I could do that shit from my couch and also do something else in the meantime.
yeah.
But no, one of the big things we've been doing is like, I've been trying to get together a couple of close friends, Devon included, at least once a week to work on like projects together. Like anybody, like if you're doing a podcast or you're writing a show or you're working on a self-tape or
you got a sketch
anything,
idea,
sketch
like
idea, anything you're
anything.
creating, I like to get as many people in a room, a la a writer's room of people I really love and trust to like compare notes and share ideas and just strengthen everything you're doing with a group of people that care about you.
that's good.
No egos, no credit. And so that's something that we just did like a few days ago and I'm hoping to do again in the next week or two. Schedules are hard with people in entertainment. Everyone's filming or editing or doing something. But that's like the big thing I've been focused on. And one, it keeps us together.
Yeah.
And two, like he's geniusly talented and funny. And so having his input on anything I do or anything my friends do is valuable to me.
That's
Yeah,
great.
it's
That's
fun.
I used to do like a think tank type of deal like that
Yeah.
in college with like all my film school
Yep.
friends, you know, just writing things or like coming up with like concepts and ideas. I get it.
It's that, and it feels
fun.
so good to get together and like bounce it off each other and
It's
just
also an
like
outlet for your creativity.
absolutely.
You know, and like, especially in LA, you're sitting in your car just pissed off all the time. You got to put some creative stuff out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, and everybody has a different outlook on things. So when you know, it's just like comics when we all hang out. Like a lot of the times I could tag other people's jokes, and then I can't tag my own. But then they can't tag their jokes, but they can tag mine. So we'll sit together. A lot of comics will get just sit and riff and figure out. And then I'm like, dude, you got to, try this tag, especially after watching them do it. Yeah. So it's kind of similar for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's a good idea. I mean, working together. Yeah. But I mean, the fact that you guys still have a genuine friendship is really important. We talk about this on every podcast, but it's he's a genuine person. It's hard to find in this town. Yeah. Because everyone's got their own motive and their own, thing. And you work with a ton of people. Like you said, it's you're not always going to have that connection where you stay friends.
Yeah, that true
You see
connection.
each other once a year,
Right.
And you're like, what's up, dude? Good to see you. But, having that, real.
Yeah, I went to the Cowboys playoff game when they played the Niners right before the Eagles beat the Niners. He's a giant Eagles fan. I'm a Cowboys fan. We love to hate each other, but we love each other.
That's right.
And I FaceTimed him from the game.
Yeah.
And of course he was like, you're going to lose. Can't wait to watch. And it's me and him are that close. We're even on football Sundays, no matter what's going on.
Yeah, I'm going to send some shit
during
his
the
way.
Super Bowl, we're going to be talking a lot of shit.
I'm going to be sending some shit his way. That keeps us connected too, is talking shit over sports.
Yeah, because we're on a podcast, I said this earlier before we even started, but I'm not one of those Cowboys fans who's delusional about how bad our team is. We're good. We're not great. Yeah. And I don't know if we'll ever be great. And that's okay. They're still great to watch.
Yeah.
And I do want the Eagles to lose, but I really like Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna put that out there.
Yeah, baby.
That's the most you'll get out of me, is I like individual players in the team. But gosh, Philly, I want to see you lose. It makes me happy.
True man of integrity.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're super close, and I think
wouldn't that be funny if that's what just ended your friendship right there?
The Eagles win the Super Bowl.
If our friendship was that fragile, I'd be so sad, dude.
Do you guys do fantasy football?
Nah, I don't.
No?
I don't.
I can't do it.
I don't.
I tried, but
Yeah.
I fell off. A weekend, I just stopped paying attention to it.
It's hard.
I get why people do it. I just am I can't possibly put my energy into this.
Yeah. I do it with one team. I used to do a few teams, and then I'm like, this is fucking absurd. I can't.
Yeah, multiple teams.
It's like,
I've got two, and it's a way to stay connected to the friends in those groups.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I actually won't see them. Those are good friends I grew up with, that everyone moved somewhere, and the only time I really get to embrace that childhood friendship of ours is when we're just shit talking on the forum boards in Yahoo Fantasy or on Sleeper. It's and it's great. I get jacked up on that shit, dude.
Yeah, that
fires my whole week up.
I'm curious. Are you guys both LA natives, born and raised here, or?
I'm born Georgia, Atlanta, and then came out to LA for the first time when I was 11, and booked Neds when I was 12. So I've really been out here since I was 12.
Right.
And then,
it's kind of simple. I was born in Dallas. I lived in Georgia, Jersey, New York. Moved to LA when I was a kid, but I never really stayed in public school. I was homeschooled a lot and worked a lot and traveled in that working. I was in Canada and Mexico, and I went to Thailand for 6 months, and London, and I was all over the place as a kid. So I have identity crisis. Who am I?
I mean, from what I've noticed, at least, because I'm born in Arizona, raised in California, but in a beach community, not really LA.
Yeah.
The transplants to LA always find each other. I come to find, and really get along well. Or you have that one LA native that's a really good friend of yours.
Yeah.
And I mean, Vinny, you're not from LA.
Yeah.
We're great friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get outside.
Cool.
It's I don't know. You see, most of this town is transplants, I feel like. So
all my friends, I tell them you just got to outsource to find your friends.
Yeah.
You can't rely too much on it. I mean, my girlfriend's not even from LA, and she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to dating.
Yeah.
Not in LA.
I agree.
Unless
Dude,
it's your thing.
I date so easy. Are you kidding? If anyone's listening, just hit me up. I'm easy, baby.
Are you guys single? Are you both single?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to mingle or just
It's
single?
great. Single.
Yeah, I'm coward.
Single,
I'm so ready to mingle.
ready to
hit me
pringle.
up. My DMs are open.
Yeah. I actually don't find dating too hard in LA. I don't do it a ton, but when I go places, I'm there's a lot of people I could walk up to. I might not do it, but you just gotta you just gotta be willing. Yeah. I was at a bar the other night, and I watched this bartender that I respect his game so much, because no doubt it works. This guy, if you're listening to this, you're not going to be able to see the face that I make, but just this bartender had on this face, and I watched him go through it with 3 women in a row, which lets me know he just does this. He just puts out this vibe all night, and for sure he gets 99 no's and he gets 1 yes every night. He just had this fucking like this look on. What's up? And this little wink, like
biting.
Yeah, it just
Mirror
this,
practiced, yeah.
yeah, like dude, just this look and a wink and a head, and like I'm sure a lot of women just pass on it, but I'm sure it works. And I feel like you just gotta kind of be a little bit like shameless and just like go ask for numbers if you want them, because there's so many people in LA.
Yeah,
I think
but
it can't be that hard.
I actually read your Devon's declassified School of How to Get Pussy or whatever. You know, he's got a whole fucking guide. He's got the guide. He goes, you just go up to the bar and the bartender's just blowing it with all the chicks with his face, like, and just talk to him.
And you just swoop. You go, that guy's an asshole.
I think dating's such an interesting topic too, especially like I think jokes aside, like I actually like personally, like I have so many, I got mommy trauma, man, for real. So like it's actually quite hard for me to date. I think traveling a lot, it's not easy. I'm also not at that point in my life where I'm like that open or focused on it. There's so many other things I want to work for.
Yeah.
And that I also think that the best relationships for me in my life happen organically. I tried getting on like dating apps. It was a miserable failure.
Yeah.
And great story. I got on Raya, which is like the celebrity app. You got to like be somebody, you know? And my buddies got me on and I was like, I don't even know if I'll get in. I did. I got in. I set up a profile and I went through a few swipes. And then on the second day, I only did like 5 or 10. And then on the second day, I started swiping. This like awesome profile popped up. And I was like, oh, I was like this girl doing this little thing. It was like a moving picture. And I was like, oh, cool. This is awesome.
Videos.
And then I realized, it was my ex-girlfriend. That we had just played, and I was still like so in love with her. And I just started weeping. And I just shut it off. I deleted my profile. I deleted all of them. Haven't been back on since because it was so sad.
Yeah, I was on them too. I was on Riot too. It was not like
Same.
Well, the thing is, that's what I was gonna say. Is your definition of dating seems a little bit different too, because you know it depends what you're looking for. If you want to buckle down, if you want to just meet people out here, it's not hard. There's 10 million.
That's what I'm saying.
10 million people.
Yeah.
But like the problem that my philosophy has always been, and that's why it's like when you go to a small town, everyone's so friendly because they come into contact with 1/100th the amount of people. Like they'll jump out of their bushes, like, "Hey, how are you? Good to see you, Frank. Good to see you in person." You know, that's why in New York, everybody's like fucking crammed, and they're like, "You fucking bump me, asshole," because they're like, there's no personal space.
Exactly.
So there's 10 million people here. Now it's like that's another thing though. The sad thing is like people don't commit as much to friendships, to relationships, because there's like, I don't like the way your elbow looks in the sunlight, so I'm gonna fucking meet somebody else.
That is the issue here with friendships and dating is just there's so many people. There's so much options that like it's hard to go. I'm gonna keep hanging out with you.
It's not healthy.
Also,
it's not healthy.
The town we're in, you can never be too sure about like people's intentions.
That's true.
Yeah, you have it all the time. He gets it.
Like I said this, I'll say it again. Like I just if someone wants to use me and I like them enough, go for it. I actually like don't have a problem if someone's motivation in dating is to be like get a leg up. Like everybody's got their own motivation for stuff, and if someone's just like, nah, I want someone who brings security and not so much loyalty, then good for you. Go get it. Like everyone should have their own. Everything's in agreement. Like especially nowadays, where like open relationships and like not your typical like monogamy, getting into something polyamorous, like whatever you can personally handle. Like I'm a sad, sensitive little boy inside with intimacy. Like I need to feel safe. It needs to feel something like simulated love. Like I don't think I could ever like go for prostitution because I would genuinely need someone to make me feel loved.
You want to cuddle with them afterwards?
And if I found someone that I truly loved and could make me feel loved, and what they wanted was my money or platform, take it. Like, sure.
As long as you're getting the cuddles.
You know what I mean? Like, and then, you know.
I like to be used. I have nothing to be used for.
That's where I'm at,
Makes me
man.
feel important.
If you want fart jokes for the stage, dude,
I got you.
Yeah.
Baby.
Be an opportunistic
Baby, I
piece
got
of shit
you.
right now. Get close to me. I'll give you those fart jokes.
Baby, you want another fart joke?
I've been working on writing some rom-coms, and he knows about it. And like some of the themes I've really been exploring, which I think are important to like a modern rom-com, at least now, is that theme of like there's just so much indecision or so many choices in like the modern world, whether it's because of the internet or population, but mainly because of access and communication. There's just so many options that it's really hard to decide, oh, you want to be monogamous with one person forever.
Yeah.
But I think there's a life lesson to be learned in there. It doesn't have to be for you, but making a decision and living with those consequences is most often, at least to me, more rewarding than being stuck in the ambiguity of always looking for the grass being greener.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's something that as a writer and as a comedian, I'm really trying to hone in on of like, I think in my last relationship too, like I was very willing to be like, this is okay if it's it for me and it's imperfect, because building on imperfection or getting through it is so rewarding. At least that's what I've learned from a lot of trauma. Like Devon and I were talking about this. Like I had a friend of mine say to me recently, it was like, life is full of suffering, but life is also full of the overcoming of suffering. And I just found it the most rewarding quote. I think it's a Helen Keller quote, and it's so powerful, and it's got me through my saddest days.
Yeah.
Wow, that's deep. I tuned out. Can you do that?
Fuck, dude. My bad. Fart joke. Hit me with a fart joke, Vinny. Slap me, dude.
Hit me with some farts.
How long was I out? My bad.
So you were talking about Mexico a second ago?
Yeah. And
dude,
Devin's taking my mouth.
That was beautiful, man. That was beautiful.
I'm on a different page, but on, I guess, a similar journey. But like, I spent so much of my life in monogamous, committed relationships. At this point, I don't believe in I don't know how polyamory or open shit works either. But for me, my life changes every couple years. So imagining being like, I change, my identity changes, the structure of my life changes, the priorities change. If I'm in a small town, yeah, let me meet someone who feels great and let me marry them because my life is staying fucking consistent.
Right.
I live a crazy, weird, dynamic life. I think a lot of us do these days. The world is moving and changing so fast that I don't pretend anymore that when I meet someone, it's gonna fucking stay the same.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm not trying anymore.
Here's what I know.
I'm not trying to partner with anybody at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe my life will stabilize at some
How
point.
old are you guys, by the way?
I'm 32, 31.
34.
31.
You're in Allstate. You're in good hands.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
I needed to hear that.
That was a great video.
Yeah.
For
They're not a
me,
sponsor, by the way.
I'm just such like an old school romantic type,
Yeah.
like big romance guy. And especially in my age and my generation, people like no one wants that.
Yeah.
Age. Like no one wants, the cute hand-holdy shit.
Yeah.
So it was really hard, and I was always like actively searching for something. Always like on the dating apps, trying to meet people, getting in relationships where like they had ulterior motives and like, used me, and like I ended up getting really fucked over in the end.
Yeah, boy.
And then the second I stopped searching for it and switched my mentality to, I'm just gonna do me and shine. If someone comes along and shines with me, so be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at now, and it worked out.
That's
cool.
That's the magic. Yeah, I was a very romantic boy, very committed, very
fucked
into
a lot.
things, and I had it broken out of me. I
I've been
realized this doesn't work anymore. I'm being taken.
It works, just maybe not
advantage of.
maybe not when
That's
you're
it.
young.
See,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's tough. I say this all the time. It hurts on both sides. It's tough to be in
Yeah.
a relationship. Dude, having a roommate's difficult. Like,
Yeah, dude.
you get like, you fucking wash the dishes tonight. Like,
Exactly. Coexisting with anybody.
Anybody, it's hard.
But also,
your family.
but also being isolated from everyone,
Yeah.
also awful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
On both sides. I mean, when I was single, I would like, I mean, there'd be nights that I'm like, I had a lot of fun, right? Like, I mean, we live in a big city. I'm a comedian. It was, It was a good time. Dude, I would roll over and cry.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm I'm so lonely when I didn't.
No, that's real.
Because it was a void. There was something missing. But
That's
then
real.
there's times when you're in a relationship and then you're like, and it's hard because like you have to deal with each other. Like I'm trying to make myself happy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know how to do that.
Right.
Now,
And now
but
I
I'm
need to
trying
make
to do
you happy
everything I
too?
can to try to make you happy. And I'm I've always been a people pleaser. Like I do everything to like try to make other people happy. It's an insecurity of mine where I so badly want to be accepted. So I'm always like do everything for everybody else.
Yeah.
And and every relationship I've ever been in, I could swear on this that I've always like tried really hard to make the other person happy to the point where it can be exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
For both of you, not just you.
No.
Yeah.
No, your partner. Too.
Yeah, I've totally. She has to put up with my bullshit 24/7.
Well, it gets to a point where your partner's like, stop worrying about me so much and worry about yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
I commend anyone who's ever dated me. Like, good for them.
Yeah.
Like,
God bless them.
For everything I have to offer, like everybody comes with some stuff. And so,
Some sauce.
my more intimate relationships, I'm like, oof, I'm really thankful for those people. That was a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I mean, I'm kind of amazed that none of us are just following the Leo model of just cycling through 22-year-olds.
Oh
No, this is awful.
Well,
I am.
Okay.
Are you?
Yeah, my girlfriend's 10 years younger.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
His
10 years is all right.
Leo's most recent ex, I went to high school with her and we were friends. And
Nice.
it was very weird because my parents are friends with Leo. So they would go on vacation together
Wow.
with my high school friend.
Wow.
And my high school friend, who's my age, became better friends with my stepmom than I am with my stepmom.
Wow.
So it was a little
Yeah,
strange, but there was a lot to
bro.
unpack there.
There's
Dude.
a lot there,
Do you guys
brother.
have a Pornhub channel?
He does. I actually subscribe.
Sick,
We have to
dude.
use
Send me that
aliases,
link
though.
later. It's for
Yeah.
a friend. It's for a friend.
It's from this couch.
Sweet.
Wait, I forgot. I should probably mention for people that are probably like freaking out. She's 10 years younger. Like if you don't know my age, just so I'm 24, but
Oh God! Fucking Hollywood.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Where did I go today?
Hollywood's everything you thought.
I'm 36,
Dude, yes,
Swap
36 and 26.
I'm 36 and
fine.
26. It's acceptable.
That's fine. That Hollywood, there really is a perception out there, I mean, with people who have never been to Hollywood, that all of us are fucking children and eating them. Have you come across this?
You're not?
I was just gonna say that. Oh, dude.
I get
This is getting edited out, right?
Where have you guys been, dude?
I get
Get on the
I
train.
get comments and every now and then like that I am the Illuminati. It's me. Me, bad sister, Lifetime,
hell yeah.
It's declassified 20 years ago. Me,
Guys,
I
that's
am
such a
the
good cover
Hollywood
story.
Illuminati.
It's not Devon. It's me. We so badly want this podcast to go viral. We just only make it about Illuminati. So people are like,
That's
the
it.
freaking BB blood.
I knew it.
That isn't Red Bull. That's energy from DNA. There's only plasma in my belly. Your baby's plasma here.
They go,
It's crazy shit, bro.
They're not as worried about us. They're not famous. They're faking it.
Not yet.
Dude, I mean, that we could go down that rabbit hole too. Well, here's my philosophy on
Rabbit
life.
hole, it's real.
It is. I know.
Tony
I've been
knows.
trying to join for years.
That's what I'm saying. They won't let me into the
God damn
basement.
it.
Let me in.
No, but what I do feel is this is what I do think though. I think that where there's power and where there's money, there is corruption.
Yes.
In any state of anything, whether it's in families or the police or the government or entertainment or anything. I mean, talking about anything where there's power and there's money, there's corruption. That's why the mob used to be around back in the fucking 1800s or whatever. You know, like
Yeah.
So, but that being said, you know, it's just like it's not what everyone thinks it always is. It's just like my family has turned like super conspiracy theory.
Oh,
my
boy.
my sister and my mom, they're watching. They're probably like, "What the fuck is he gonna say?" But they're super.
It's not a conspiracy theory.
No, they really thinking like too much, and I go, guys, like. I live in this town. I know,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, I just had a cheeseburger with that guy yesterday. I know how normal it is.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, corruption exists, but it exists with like individuals and their own selfishness. It's not this mass organized agenda
Reptilians.
of everyone is lying to. No, dude, it's personal connections and personal power.
I'm a little bit obsessed with conspiracies, the YouTube rabbit holes of like Anunnaki, Nibiru, reptilians, Illuminati.
Do you like all that?
Like, I'm obsessed, but not because I think any of it's real. It's mainly because, yeah, I know.
They're trying to fuck us, Tony.
They're trying to fuck us, Tony. You'll see.
Foil hat.
Bezos is one of them. No, I think that conspiracy theories are an explanation for things you don't understand, and
religion.
There's a lot of those, but also sometimes it's easier to believe a far out made up story than the truth, which is super simple and boring.
Exactly.
Like, you don't want to know, like, is there an Illuminati? No, there's just a couple of assholes who aren't well educated with a lot of power and access, who made bad decisions or good decisions. They just never included you or the regular world in their decisions.
Yeah.
Like Bezos isn't this like genius savant reptilian person who shapeshifts and has a master plan for the world. No. He was just a guy with a really ingenious plan to make a lot more money in a capitalistic structure. And now that he has a bunch, he's just going to keep continuing because he's got shareholders to appease, and he wants to play with space. He wants to like go to space because, like, why not when you have an unlimited supply of money? So I think that answer is so simple and probably more accurate, but coming up with the conspiracy is like, so much more satisfying.
Yeah,
like,
it's way more fun.
I don't watch drama television. I like sci-fi. If you've got a magical sword or a dragon or some sort of time machine, I'm fucking in. So as far as like these weird conspiracy peoples make up, like I'm obsessed. I'll go down. I'll listen to the robot voices for an hour and a half that like some guy used a robot to program the things he wrote down that make no sense. Like, Yahweh is coming for you. Like, all that shit I listen to, dude. I'm obsessed.
Exactly what side of TikTok you're on.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
No,
you must have seen my videos then.
One of us.
Yeah.
Welcome, brother.
Welcome, brother.
You're welcome. No, I get the sci-fi thing that you're talking about, though. Like, sci-fi is like my favorite genre of movies and television too, because it's all about being like suspended in the disbelief and like disconnecting from reality for a moment. Just letting
I
your
like when
brain
it's
go
done
numb.
well.
Yeah, just like
he does Dungeons and Dragons with it. You know, like on a.
Dude,
So does that boy.
I'm my group's DM. I'm the one who's coming up with everything.
Oh, bro,
playing
we
the
got
Harry Potter game, by the way?
Let's do it.
So
Are you playing the Harry Potter game?
Yeah.
Do you like it? I meant to ask you this.
Maybe I have 17 hours clocked in.
my
It came out yesterday, but it's okay.
Oh my god, that's not true, right? He's been working.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I gotta check it out too. God damn it, we can edit that out there.
No, but yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, I love it. Like all those little
that's
miniatures up
awesome.
there, like I painted and everything. Like,
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, that's so
like my
sick.
creative.
You ever need a ringer, I'm in, dude. I just want to be a cleric and praise a false god and heal people.
Good, because everyone in my party is a freaking rogue or a wizard, so we need a cleric.
I know everyone always needs a cleric and nobody wants to play the support character. I do. I want to run around and be like, be healed, my brother. Praise the Lord of the Light. And you're like, why are you doing this? Like, flames for all of us. Like, this guy's a fucking nutcase. Like, yes, I am, but are you not healed? Are you not healed? Get on your knees. Get on your knees. It's so weird to be like a villainous good guy. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how
skeletons not afraid of those humans. Run!
I talk like that at the gas station.
Yeah, dude.
So that's
how
just
you keep the window washers away. So they don't hit your car.
Actually,
Come, my brother.
that's
Wash
how
my windows.
That's how I pick them up. Yeah, but I'm with you, dude. The sci-fi, especially with the alien stuff too. I'm really into the alien stuff.
I like watching it. You've never pulled me fully into nerddom, into magic and Dungeons and Dragons. I've never gone that far. But I like playing the games and I like watching the shit.
Yeah.
Soon, my brother.
Soon the dark
Well,
side.
actors make really, really good like role players.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because you
you
just know how to do
fucking do
character
it.
building,
Yeah.
you dive in, you really believe in it.
Yeah.
So I'm obsessed.
That's why I wanted to try it with him too. I've never done it. I just wanted to try it for that like purpose of like the creating like weird like character and like making.
No, there's a fun to that. I'm into that.
You just get lost in the disbelief of everything.
Yeah, I love that.
Yo, I think like on a personal note, you know, not to get too dark, but like I needed a reason to gravitate out of my real life and into fantasy so I could like cope.
Yeah.
And so as a kid, I was like, I played video games, read comic books, did Magic Gathering. And especially when I was traveling a lot as a kid, I didn't go to school. So like I found community with the other kids who were social outcasts at whatever local game store I could find, or like whatever LAN cafe when those were still a thing. So like most of the people I connected with were like also, you know, losers. But we're not. Like I don't think that's a hard word. It's like that's what I was bullied as. Like we weren't. We were just like not as, I don't know, socially accepted as all the other dummies. So
see, now I just dive into anime porn. It kind of hits my fiction.
Really hits
you're
all
you like a little hentai senpai, brother? Hell yeah! How many tentacles? You like an 8 or a 12?
Vinny thought My Octopus Teacher, the documentary, was a porno.
Yeah, I was disappointed when I loved it. That's why you're here. I wanted to talk to you about that.
This is just a nurturing relationship.
Show me that octopusy. I'm about to be in my buddy's making a Halo ODST like fan film, and I'm gonna be in it.
That's
what?
Yeah, I'm
Cool.
fucking stoked because Halo was my.
Oh, me too.
ODST and Reach were my favorite.
Oh man.
So the show was sorry to anyone who worked on it, but the show was fucking terrible. So there's a lot of creators who are just like, fuck it, we're gonna make a short and we're gonna do it and we're gonna make it vibey. And my friend Steven's one of them, and yeah, we're gonna do a ODST short.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear that for you.
I'm stoked.
I'm not allowed to talk about it because I'm under NDA, but I can talk about the vagueness of I am working with a really close friend of mine. We're pitching a really cool cartoon show that
What's the show called?
You know what? Honestly, doesn't matter if I gave you a name
Who are you
because
pitching
if
with?
it gets sold, the algorithm will replace the name with whatever's supposed to be. Like you don't get options for that anymore.
That's true.
But it is based around like conspiracy stuff. It does have to do with like the character creation, and the show itself is much more like adult animated comedy, just fun, laughter, silly, like highbrow concept, lowbrow humor. But the actual character that we created, that's the lead, is derived from like deep conspiracy. But it's also in that vein of like, it's just all a big joke. Like none of it's as serious as you think it is, and that's the best part of the show. Is anytime you think you're like revealing some world secret, it's just someone being
just
an
some
asshole.
guy being
It's just an average Joe. So you can really connect to it. And so we're in the middle of pitching it, and fingers crossed it goes, because that'll be legendary. And there's so much that I've been working on it for years.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it does.
It's so fun. I can tell you guys. Well, sorry for anyone listening. I'll tell you guys about it off air.
No, that's cool, man. That's exciting. And by the way, as far as conspiracy theories go, like, I mean, anything's possible in life, right? Like, so who knows, man?
Well, this is the astrology argument of like, do you believe in like horoscopes and stuff? Do you think that like the solar system and the way the moon matches your butthole when you were born, like, does that matter? Does that have an effect? Because like I've met a couple, like I just had a tarot card reading because I was like dating someone, and they were like, hey, let's do a tarot card reading. I was like, I'm up for anything. Like, cool. I'm not going to say no. Like, it doesn't matter if you believe in it. Let's just have the fun.
Yeah.
And this woman walks in and she comes in and she goes, hi, Sean, it's so nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you. And I was like, oh, and I look at my friend I'm dating. I'm like, what? Like, what did you tell her? And she goes, I hear that you're a big teddy bear, and you're brilliant. And I was like, oh, you told her I was a teddy bear, but I'm brilliant. And then the person I'm dating goes like, I didn't tell her that. And I was like, who told you that? And then the tarot card reader looks at me and she goes, oh, I asked the spirits about you before I got here, and that's what they told me. I was like, well, keep asking them. Like, I don't care where you heard those voices. Those are some good voices. No, yeah, my voice is like so much
teddy
worse.
bear's package.
And then we did this tarot card reading, and she was like, so you've got some mommy trouble. You're going to have to get over that. And then she like did this little tarot, and it was like really fun and like surprisingly accurate.
Yeah, dude.
And like, it was real to me. And it's not like I'm going to live my life based off it, but like I enjoy that stuff.
Yeah, no, that shit's creepy, dude. Anyway. What time are we at, Sean?
1 hour and 30 minutes.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
yeah, I was gonna
Okay,
say.
my bad.
So
All
we,
right, get the fuck out.
All right, fuck you guys. I'm leaving.
I was gonna say,
Thanks for having me. Bye.
we usually play a game. We can't play it tonight, but if you guys come back on, we
Part
like.
two.
Is it called?
We play this little game sometimes called Your Honor, where we read off a title that's a news title from like and I'm just thinking maybe we should to have one of these guys do
it.
one where you do we give you a news title like Florida man robs Chinese restaurant with finger gun, and you have to defend him at all costs. So no matter what they do, you are their defense attorney, and you have to plead to your honor and you go, Your Honor, this is why he's okay to do that. But I don't think we shouldn't do it.
I love that game. I'd be so good at it.
I know you would be.
Guess we gotta do a part 2.
We do a part 2.
Do a part 2 sometime, man.
Oh, man.
Honestly, we should. You guys are fucking cool.
Yo,
Keep this going forever.
You guys
You guys
carried
are great,
it.
too.
We
Thanks
just
for
laid.
having
I
us.
just laid back. You were so fucking entertaining.
Oh, man.
no, listen. You asked me to bring a +1, and I said, who will carry it so I just can sit back?
Yeah, dude, you haven't even. There was another story from Mexico too that I always love to tell about Sandro and the sausage fingers. I was just like,
Part 2 is gonna be so
it's
good.
so insane, dude.
Yeah, honestly, there's as much as we talked about Mexico, there's an equal amount of stories we haven't told.
Yeah,
Dude, that's.
yeah.
I mean, like I knew there was more.
Yeah, it's absurd.
There's a restaurant
Mexico's
in Puerto
full of
Vallarta
it.
called La Leche that's an all-white restaurant. It means milk, right? And everything's white, but all the dishes are like mega colorful. And we went to like an investors meeting because I don't really think bringing the actors and gets everybody enthused. And we ate a pile of mushrooms beforehand. So we get to this all-white restaurant with like hot pink, like decorated neon colorful sauces and like raw fish, okay? and like oysters. And I'm like, I am balls deep in a knee deep in a mushroom trip. And I'm looking down this long line of investors being like, don't blow up. Don't explode into space nonsense. Don't tell everyone that what you want to do is go pew and make noises. Like, just be cool, bro. Be cool. And I look over at Devon and he's like this. And I was like, we're fucked. There's so many.
I forgot about the 3 days we spent in Mexico just fully on mushrooms the whole time.
Oh,
For
man.
another time.
For another
time.
time.
Thanks
Part 2.
for having us, boys.
Dude, you guys were fucking awesome.
you
Like
guys for coming.
sometimes we have guests on and they're just like, they're not like they're just chilling and we got to carry. You guys like fuck
On the
did all the work. It was awesome.
Thanks for letting us
great
yell.
to be
I
here.
want to be friends with you as well.
Fuck
I'm
you.
in, man.
You're great.
Devin's done. Devin's done.
Damn it, I just got
We're
it.
baby.
I got replaced.
Yes.
Be careful what you ask for.
You're too deep.
Oh, man.
Trying to fuck us, Devin.
Yeah, at least you guys know I'll protect you if we travel internationally. I'll make sure we get our flight and our confirmation number. I'll check you in, bro. You'll get checked in. Man. Your TSA pre, I won't forget it. I got it, dude. Your known travel number, I'll write it on the back of my head. Be there forever.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Hell yeah.
So you guys want to
guys.
plug anything before you leave?
I have 2 podcasts out right now. I have Ned's Declassified Podcast Survival Guide. That is the Reminisce pod with me and my former co-stars, as well as my podcast Growing Up with Devon, which is where I interview great guests about all sorts of shit. It's super fun and chill, but it's really about the transition between adolescence and adulthood. That confusing journey that we're all still fucking on.
Yeah.
And it's going great. The podcasts are great. You can find them on all the socials.
That's
And all
awesome.
the podcast places.
Trying to think if I got
What
anything
about you, boy?
other than plugging your stuff. Please tune into the Goldbergs. You can watch it on
Yeah.
Hulu or it's Wednesday nights on ABC. I'm not on every episode, but when I am, it's really hysterical. This season, they got me playing I'm an 80s rocker nerd who is now dressed up as Elvis as the manager of a 50s restaurant.
Oh, I
it's
love
really
it.
insane.
Oh, I love it.
And on the heels of the Austin Butler Elvis movie, it's a lot of fun. And then otherwise, like support a local charity. I've worked with a charity called Best Buddies for years, and they're awesome. And so if you guys have any kindness in your heart or have the ability to provide or like give extra out, find a charity, do that.
Best
it's good for
Buddies?
the world. Best Buddies, yeah. They help
Cool.
people with intellectual development disabilities.
Oh, that's
So you get
awesome,
to
man.
make friends with someone who really needs a friend, especially post-COVID.
Dude, I love that.
So if you could figure that out, it'd be awesome.
Can I kiss you, man?
Hell yeah. Didn't you say you ate pizza earlier? Definitely.
Oh, fuck.
Cool. I got nothing to plug.
And Vinny
catch-
Fastline,
catch
you can
Tony.
see.
Catch Tony.
Catch Tony playing Harry Potter.
I will. Do you stream? I'll see you on Twitch, Tony.
Yeah. See you guys. on Twitch.
Please keep tuning in, subscribe, check us all out.
Hell yeah.
And thank you guys so much.
And
for
if you're
coming
in
on.
LA, come see Vinny's stand up. I always love seeing you
Thanks,
do
man.
stand
Yeah,
up, man.
You might catch us backstage hanging out.
Actually, fuck yeah.
Dude,
we got to come back to a
please,
show.
I'm doing shows all the time.
Yeah.
I'll invite you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Please, I'll be there.
Love you, dudes.
Yeah,
Love you too.
boys.
Hey guys, thanks for having us.
For
Thank
real.
You. It's a lot of
Thanks
fun.
for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Take
coming.
care.
All right.